Live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, what a day, ladies and gentlemen. We're still waiting on LeBron James, all the talk. See, again, no one knows what is going on with LeBron. There's all this talk about, today was the day, today's the day, LeBron's going to come today. Nobody knows what's going to happen today. Or when LeBron's going to make his decision, where he's going to go, none of it. But on the Lakers front, right, Lakers made some moves today. Matisse Thybulle, right, bringing in Matisse Thybulle, which is huge. Somebody I've wanted for years. I've talked about him for years. If you're familiar with this channel over the last few years, you've probably heard me make a lot of videos about him. Because, again, you're talking about an all defensive level wing that can defend 1 through 3 for you at a high level. And just somebody that can really, be a difference maker. Now, obviously, there's the injury issues. There's the injury concerns. That's definitely something that the Lakers are going to have to monitor. But, I mean, look at Marcus Smart last year, right? One, Matisse Thybulle, this is your Marcus Smart replacement, right? A lot of people were going to, what are we going to do without Marcus Smart? Well, here you go. But just like Marcus Smart last year, leading into the season with the Lakers, he was dealing with all kinds of injuries. He was dealing with all kinds of stuff. Right. And the Lakers were able to keep him healthy and keep him monitored. Right. Remember, Lakers revamped their entire medical staff, their entire training department, all of that. They're adding these biometric labs and all that stuff. This is just such a nice, low risk, high reward type move is what this is. This is a move where, hey, here's a guy that can be a real difference maker at a high level for you that we're able to get on a vet minimum contract. Lakers did try to do a sign and trade for him. I saw a lot of people ask why, because, again, you get his bird right. So if he works out for you, then great. Now you can re-sign him and, pay him a fair market value. But if you don't, then you just let him walk either way. Either way, it's the same thing. But now, let's say he cooks this season. Let's say he dominates. You run the risk of losing him and having a Marcus Smart situation because you don't have his bird rights. Luckily, Lakers, if they're smart, should be able to have their non-taxpayer MLE, so you might be able to pay him and other guys. Now, from here, it's just, again, finishing rounding out the roster. Lakers now have 16 guys on the roster. But you have until literally October before you have to make any moves, any changes, anything. So, you got plenty of time before you have to end up making some type of decision and getting off of a guy or whatever. So Lakers have a lot of time before, they need to figure out this roster situation. And you could take 20 guys into training camp and all that stuff. So my guess that a trade is probably on the horizon. If not, they already have one kind of in the works or close to being done potentially, whether that's, Jonathan Kuminga, PJ Washington. There were reports that Lakers retouched base on PJ Washington, to maybe bring him in and have him be a player and piece for this team, which could be really nice. So, again, you have Lakers still have a lot of options. There's still more moves coming. Lakers bare minimum have to make at least one more move. So there's still a lot of just options still on the table. This doesn't take them out of the Jonathan Kuminga situation. If anything, there's an argument that it makes it more likely because now, Lakers need to open up a roster spot. So now if instead of Jared Vanderbilt, supposedly they don't want Jared Vanderbilt. Okay, well now you take in Dalton Connect and a Jaden Hardy or Jake LaRavie or something like that, and you're shipping them out to bring in Jonathan Kuminga. So if anything, I think there's an argument that this makes it more likely that we're going to end up seeing a trade for a Kuminga or maybe a PJ Washington or something like that. I think it's very possible, very likely that is something that could be on the horizon here. Obviously, again, everything's taking time. We're still waiting on LeBron. LeBron's still got to make his decision. LeBron's still got to do some things, and then I imagine we'll have some type of snowball effect once LeBron ends up deciding where he wants to go, what does he want to do, all of that. Look, in all honesty, Rob is cooking. Say what you want about Rob Pelinka. Rob gets a lot of criticism. Rob gets a lot of hate, but he's done a really good job revamping this roster this year. And you got a lot of just really good athletes and talent and, a very good just kind of Luka roster for this team. again, I don't think he's finished. I don't think he's done. Obviously, all the pieces have to, work themselves out. All the pieces have to fit and come together and stuff. But it is really hard to revamp a roster into a true title contender. And Rob Pelinka's doing doing a really good job of kind of navigating this and figuring this out. So, again, I still wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers end up pulling, like a rabbit out of their hat or something and end up trading for somebody that we don't expect, somebody we don't even see coming. It's like, man, the Lakers just got him. Like, how did that happen? Right. So, again, there's still a lot of moving parts, still a lot of things that can happen, a lot of components, a lot of different things. Another thing too, again, I've talked about this before, and Lakers just keep making moves that make more and more sense. The Lakers, LeBron James, in all honesty, this is like a perfect LeBron James team. Perfect LeBron James team, right? Like, you got youth, you got athleticism, you got defense, you got multiple different units, right? Like, I don't know. Again, look, I know a lot of people don't like LeBron. A lot of Laker fans don't like LeBron. A lot of Laker fans want LeBron off the roster. I've never been one of those guys. I've always liked LeBron. I've always appreciated LeBron. I've said that I really think that, this Lakers team can have success without LeBron, but this roster is built like tailor-made for LeBron. Whether you like LeBron or not. And I do think he can be, LeBron is a difference maker, right? He is somebody that can be a major factor. I don't think it's going to happen. Like, I don't again, nothing's zero. Nothing surprises me in this league. But, in all honesty, right? Like, even if you don't want him, right? There's no denying that this roster makes sense with him. You might, I get the idea of like, hey, it's done, move on. What's done is done, right? Why go back? Why backtread on these things? Right? And there is this sense of like, let's see what this can, what we can do without LeBron. So I do understand and get all that. I'm just saying generally, I wouldn't hate it if it happened, especially if you're getting LeBron for a vet minimum, right? Like, but again, like, there is that sense of like, hey, what can this team do? What can this roster do without LeBron? What can this team kind of put together? Now you're officially in the Luka era. Austin Reeves, he's going to get to see, like, we're finally going to get to see what is he as a second option. What is Austin Reeves? Him without LeBron is like video game numbers. He's putting up like at times Luka numbers, so it's insane what he's doing and whatnot. But again, it's different when you're doing it in doses, right? Spots here and there. It's another thing when you're doing it over an 82 game season and you don't have LeBron and Luka and guys like that to default on. So we'll see what Austin Reeves can do for an entire season, and particularly the playoffs. Last year I thought he started, in that other series, I thought, he was starting to come into his own a little bit, right? Like, I thought he was starting to kind of find his way, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening now that you finally have AR. You finally get to see what can AR do for this squad as the second guy, and then obviously Luka Doncic. But still, like, I still would love LeBron. I even made the argument keeping LeBron over Austin Reeves, trading Austin Reeves to get, higher in wing or something like that. And then having LeBron and Luka kind of be your 1 and 2. But regardless, like I said, it's done. I just look at this roster and I'm just like, man, like, it'd be perfect for LeBron. Like, LeBron would be perfect on this roster. But anyway, just a thought. Right. I know most Laker fans aren't really big on LeBron. Again, I'm not one of those guys, but hopefully we have some more moves coming sooner rather than later. We got time. Like I said, we're 3 months away from now and training camp. So there's a lot of time for the Lakers to navigate and get through stuff and whatnot. Obviously, could use another starting wing, right? Can you go get a Jonathan Kuminga, PJ Washington, somebody that can slot in at your 4, and then you have probably Matisse Thybulle is probably going to be your starting three. It's just if he can stay healthy. And that's the other question too, is like, do you make Matisse Thybulle your starter knowing the risk health-wise? Or do you kind of just let him like work his way into it is a question. But anyway, let's get into all these super chat questions, all the regular chat questions, all that stuff. Real quick, if you haven't yet, hit that like button for me, hit that subscribe button for me, and let's dive into it. So starting us off, SK Wonderful, coming out $2 for chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You're the hardest working person on YouTube, bro. Thank you. Well, thank you. Seriously, I appreciate that. Look, I say it all the time. You got to work for what you want. I want to be a big name. I want to be a big fixture. I want to be one of the bigger channels in this space. I want to get to 500,000, 1 million. I want to be up there, with the Laker nations of the world. And you gotta work hard to get there, right? You gotta pump it out and get your name out there, get your face out there and all that stuff. So, I've never been opposed to hard work. You gotta work and earn what you want, right? You gotta earn your keep, right? Especially somebody like me. I'm not an insider, not a reporter, just a random guy on the internet. So, I feel like, I got to work harder to show my worth and, keep people wanting to, hey, this guy seems like he knows a little bit what he's doing. So, but I appreciate you. Thanks so much, Super Chat. That's very kind of you. All right, let's get into the regular chat until some more trickle in. Rob, watching your videos, I say it all the time, man. I mean, hey, look, if you're hiring, Rob, give me a call. Like, I'll do it for pennies, right? Like, just to be able to say I can do it. Or if you want it to be low key, you got to pay me a little more if you want me to, hush, hush, But, if you want me to tell you, like, hey, go do this, go do that, look, hit my line. What's up, Tyler? What's going on? Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate it. Quick question. Is there any way we can get both PJ and Gafford, or is it too much money? So there is a path. I actually did a video in depth yesterday on that very thing. It's not super realistic. It's tough to get there but they can. So like Lakers, because you're talking basically 36 million or 37, basically 37 million. Lakers can get to 30 million in outgoing salary, right? With Jared Vanderbilt, Dalton Knecht, Jake LaRavia, Jaden Hardy, and Bronny James. If the Lakers are sending out, so if it's 29 mil, if the cutoff at 29 million, you can take back, it's a flat like 9 million and some change. So you could go that route and keep Bronny and get to that roughly, give or take, or you could send out Bronny. And then at that rate, at that point, it's 125%, which would be like 7.5 million at that point. So there is a path to getting both PJ and Daniel Gafford. And I've talked about like there's a path. So Lakers are like 8.5 million from the first apron after all the signings and everything. So they're at like, I think it's 200.5 million. So they're about like 8.5 million left over away from the apron. That's after all of these signings. That's after the Matisse Thybulle and the Zaire Williams signing. So Lakers are, again, you got about 8 million in wiggle room to play with. So, if Lakers were to take on 8 million in salary, or 7.5 million in salary, then you can make that work. The problem is filling out the rest of the roster, right? Luckily, the Lakers already got Matisse Thybulle. So theoretically, the best path would be, you keep Bronny at that point because you need to keep the roster spot filled. So you'd send out essentially Dalton Knecht, Jake LaRavia, Jaden Hardy, Jared Vanderbilt. You'd send out those 4. And then you'd get back 2, which would leave 2 open roster spots, but you filled 1 with, Matisse Thybulle, and then you just leave that 1 open because you'd only have like, $500,000, maybe $1 million to play with. But remember, contracts are prorated. So Lakers could have the 15th spot open all the way until, opening night or the day before, the playoffs. So is there a path to that? Yes. Is it super likely? Probably not. It's just a lot. Like Mavs already have roster things that they need to figure out. Now they're taking on 4 guys, right? Like, I guess technically it'd only be 2 more guys. It just depends on how badly they want the to get off the money and Lakers assets. If Lakers had a couple firsts, I actually think it'd be much more realistic. Like if Lakers had like 2 firsts, like say instead of the pick swap, it was a first, and like let's say because they have 3 seconds and a first or in a pick swap. Say instead of that, it was like 2 firsts and like a second. I actually think that would be a very realistic option because I think at that point Dallas would be like, let's just get the assets. Like who cares about anything else? We're gonna have to pony up and pay money anyway to move off a guy, so might as well get some assets. But without any firsts, I think it's tough. I do think you can get one of them though, right? Because I don't think PJ or Gafford return a first. They've been trying to get a first for both for like 2 years now, and no one's even offered a heavily protected first, let alone first. So I think one is possible, but when you start factoring in, I got to take on 4 guys. I also have to buy these guys out, which is going to cost me money and all that. Like that starts to pile up. That starts to, add up here a little bit. Durmati, I hope I didn't butcher that. Coming in hot to $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Do you think Thibault is a better player shooter than Vanderbilt? Yeah, without a doubt. Thibault, so 2023, Jared Vanderbilt defensively there was a conversation, at least on the defensive side of things, right? Vando, because of his height and length and whatnot, you can argue rebounding, stuff like that. But Thibault has better hands. He's a better rim finisher. He's better, handling the basketball. He's better at applying rate. Thibault's better at everything else. He's legit. 3 out of the last 4 years have shot 39% or better from 3-point range. So you're talking about a guy that could be a legit 40% 3-point shooter. Vando's best 3-point season, I think, was like 34% with the Lakers. So you're talking about, when you're talking about Matisse Thybulle, you're talking about somebody that just gives you better all around everything, right? Like Vando rebounding, I definitely give him the nod. Unfortunately, Vando just hasn't been the same since the injuries, which, to be fair, double foot surgery will do that to you. That can end your career. So the fact that Vando has still been really good defensively is a positive, but obviously, look, there's concerns with Matisse Thybulle, right? Injuries is a big thing, but look at Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart was the exact same boat as Matisse Thybulle and came in. Lakers, people got to remember, Lakers revamped their entire medical team, brought in Dr. Sims, who was Team USA basketball's lead, and then before that was the Olympic track and field guy. So he's the head doctor or head, whatever administrator for that new training staff. They're building the biometrics lab and all of that. So, I trust Thybulle to be a lot healthier than he has been. But yes, Thybulle is the better player and shooter than Vando, especially at this stage. But again, I appreciate you. Let's see. Let's get back to the regular chat until some more trickle in. What's new? What's going on? Nothing. Got Arthur Kaluma. Got Arthur Kaluma now. Matisse Thybulle. Lakers are making some moves. Think we might get Kuminga. I think we will. I still think we do too. Honestly, I think the Matisse Thybulle thing makes it more likely because Lakers are going to need to open up a roster spot. And supposedly, Atlanta, which now makes sense after the Lou Dort, supposedly they don't want, Jared Vanderbilt anymore, which means you'd have to send out multiple guys, which just so happens to line up perfectly with, a signing of Matisse Thybulle. So I think Kuminga's running out of options, man. Kuminga's a LeBron James signing with the Cavs away from having nobody but the Lakers. Technically he would, but how many of those teams actually want him, right? There's not very many options, and teams don't have money, right? Teams don't have cap space, and most of these teams have too many guys on the roster and stuff like that. Like, Kuminga's playing a dangerous game. Look, I said it numerous times, right? Kuminga's agent was playing was playing the game. And I thought he was doing a great job, right? Like it's his job to try to get the most money possible for his client. That's his job. Get the most money possible for your client. However, it is also your job to have situational awareness and also understand what is going on and anything that could jeopardize your player. You turn down 2 years, $20 million, which, yes, might not be ideal, but you go from that to now you have to take a vet minimum or something like that. You're in trouble, right? Like, so the problem is that, again, they're playing the game, but they're losing, right? They're playing the game, but they're losing, and they're losing fast. PJ Washington and Nick Richards. Yes, PJ Washington and Nick Richards would be awesome. So we can't get rid of Laravia and Vando. I mean, we can. Just depends on the moves and what you have to give up and everything like that. So, but yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. Who would be our starting 5 right now? I mean, depends. You can make an argument for several guys. I think Lakers probably go into training camp, but like if I had to right now, assuming Matisse Thybulle is 100% healthy, he's my starting 3. So I'd go Luka, Austin Reeves, Matisse Thybulle, obviously Walker Kessler, and then it's that 4 spot. Do you mix and match, right? Depending on the matchup, maybe you could go with the Zaire just for his size, length, shooting, switchability. Some matchups, maybe you go Mamu. I think right now it's probably Mamu. I do think if Jake can find his 3-point shooting, I think, there is an argument for Jake LaRavia just because of his size. He's 6'7", 235, right? So he's one of the guys that has kind of a little more weight, a little more lower center of gravity to kind of match up. So things like that. But I never liked Rob Pelinka and wanted him fired, but I'll give him credit when he deserves it. Yeah, again, that's all I ask, right? If we're going to be so critical of Rob Pelinka, my point is you can't criticize people and then not praise them when they do well. You know what I mean? You can't have it both ways, right? You gotta, if we're gonna be honest, we gotta be honest, Start Vando and give him one more chance to have a role, maybe even build his trade value. Might pay off for midseason trades. The problem isn't necessarily Vando's production, because there's a lot of teams that could use his defense and rebounding and hustle. It's his contract. I just don't think you're going to be able to raise his value enough to where somebody's going to go yeah, let's take on that contract. Now you're talking about a contract that's almost as much as the room or the mid-level exception, right? It's one of those things where it's tough. I don't think it's so much if Vando was making $6 million, I think they probably would have already traded him. Would you say this new roster is already better than our last? Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, obviously, you're never going to replace LeBron, but depth-wise, talent-wise, athleticism, shooting, we're a better shooting team, right? And people go oh, you got rid of 2 of the best shooters. Again, there's more to basketball than just percentage, right? Again, having 2 guys, for example, Lakers last year had one of the best percentages in basketball. They were one of the best by percentage. I think once we got Luke Kennard, if I'm not mistaken, they were the best percentage off the top of my head. But they were almost last, or they were dead last in attempts, right? So it's one, people look at the percentage and go oh man, example, Luke Kennard. Love Luke Kennard, right? Don't want this to seem like I'm bashing him or anything like that. But we talked about this even when he was on the roster, even when he was killing it for us. He doesn't want to shoot, right? I'd rather have a guy that shoots 38% from 3-point range on 6 attempts than somebody that shoots 50% on 2 attempts, because the most you're giving me is 1 make a game, right? So I just, Lakers will be able to produce more volume. They have multiple guys that can shoot 40%. You're more athletic, better defensively. I mean, this is a much better team than anything else. And like I said, the way you're going to replace LeBron, you're never going to replace his IQ, his experience, right? There's a lot of things you're never going to be able to replace about LeBron. But what you can replace is his production, and even get more through just committee, right? Better defensively, You can make up, what was LeBron last year? He was like, what, 20, 21, 7 and 7 or something like that, 7 and 8 off the top of my head. Like, you can get that through committee. You can actually get more than that through committee. And it opens up minutes, right? Like with LeBron, you have to have, he's playing 35 minutes a night. He doesn't want to play 25 minutes. So he's playing 35 minutes a night. Now you have that 35 minutes that you can kind of spread out amongst players and stuff like that. And so you can go deeper, you can get into more of your bench and stuff. So there's pros and cons either way. Again, obviously you're never really going to be able to replace LeBron James in some of the things, but as far as like this roster and team goes, I mean, they got upgrades across the board, in my opinion. You got more depth. This is the best roster the Lakers, like front to back. This is the best roster the Lakers have had since 2020. Like if you're talking like just like depth and two-way capabilities and stuff like that, it's just, will these guys translate to that level, right? Like, will these guys translate and be able to fill the role and all that stuff? Also you had, close to prime LeBron James and a prime Anthony Davis. So, you had two better stars at that point. But I'm talking about just like, remove the star element from it. I'm talking just the depth and versatility. Like, this is the closest thing we've had as far as that overall talent and depth since the 2020 team. So this team is really deep. You go, Tyler. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. What do you think will happen to Peyton Watson? I think he ends up staying with Denver. Correction. I think Denver ends up keeping him. I don't think they're going to let him go. They might be able to get a pretty nice return for him, but I think they'll figure out what they need to do in order to, keep him, bring him in. This roster is the best roster in 60. Yeah, exactly. I literally said since 2020 roster. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Peyton Watson is going to sign an offer sheet with the Nets. I don't know how that works. I mean, the Nets only have $12 million left over in cap space. I mean, the Denver Nuggets would probably pray for that to happen, because then they easily match that, and there you go. I don't even think Peyton Watson would sign that offer sheet. But no, they would have to do a sign and trade. I know Michael Porter Jr. is trying really hard to get Peyton Watson there. But that would have to be a sign and trade. So Nets would have to give. Look, Nets have the assets and players to get that done. So if they wanted to, they could definitely get it done. Yeah, LeBron. I was just talking about that. Yeah, LeBron. Who? No to LeBron. Like I said, I get it. I really like our two-way contracts, guys, more than the start of last season. Yeah. I mean, you had A.K. Okereke, Arthur Kaluma, Chris Mignon. You got three guys that are exact type of players that you want alongside Luka Doncic. Give Lakers time. Exactly. This is going to be a process. Everything takes time. Like, there will probably be moments that this team looks brilliant. There will probably be moments where this team is a little rocky, right? Chemistry takes a while. Things take a while, right? The Knicks didn't win right away. The Thunder didn't win right away. The Spurs still haven't won yet, right? Like, Denver didn't win right away, right? Like, even the Lakers, right? Like when the Lakers won in 2020, because that's usually what, like, oh man, we went and got like that. Like 90% of that roster was already in place. Kuzma, LeBron, Rondo, Kyle Kuzma, right? Like, you go down the list, like they already had a majority. KCP, you already had a majority of that roster. It was just, bringing in Danny Green and a few things like that. So, let's see. Yes, I agree. LeBron. LeBron who? You mean LeBron? Reeves is better than LeBron. We will finally get to see him as a true second. I don't know about that. Look, again, I like Austin Reeves, but LeBron is still a top player in this league. But we'll see. We'll see what Austin Reeves is able to do. Lakers are 13 million below the first apron. So they're like 8.5 million under the first apron. They were 13 million before the Zaire and Matisse Thybulle signings. So I believe they're at 200. They're at 200.5 million now with those signings. So it's so they're like, yeah, like eight. I think they're like 8.5 million away from the apron. Sorry, trying to find something to me real quick. If you can get him for a vet minimum, I'm okay with that. That's the only way. Yeah, I mean that literally be the only way you'd be able to get him right now. Let's see what's going on. How are you doing, Search and Destroy? Appreciate you. My name is Luke. I live on the second floor. I rather Peyton Watson over. I mean, yeah, of course, absolutely. One guy is very obtainable. One guy, I don't really see the path there. But I mean, look, if you can never say never, if you can pull it off, you pull it off. Need a power forward? Yes. Hope we get PJ? Yes. PJ, Kuminga. Like I said, I still wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers end up pulling a rabbit out of their hat and it's somebody else we're not even thinking about. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, oh man, wow, the Lakers got him. AR, yeah, I think Lakers will give it this year. I'm not saying that they have to win a championship, but they have to show that the two of them are capable, right? Like I think if AR and Luka like are really good as a duo this year, I think they'll keep AR. If he's not, like if it's kind of clunky or he's not quite living up to that hype, I think that or he has another dud in the playoffs, I think they'll look to trade him if you even can at that point. I swear if Mavs still had Luka and they signed and traded for Kessler, signed Mamu Grimes, best team, 1,000%. I've said the same thing, right? Like this team, if this exact team was in Dallas, everyone would be talking about how that's the best team in basketball and move over OKC, move over San Antonio. But because it's the Lakers, everyone's like, oh, the West is so guard heavy. I think it's going to expose Reeves even more. So LeBron would be the difference at the 4. I mean, yeah, there is that. I mean, to Reeves' credit, and look, I'm very critical of Reeves. I mean, most people call me a Reeves hater, which I'm not, but sure. Reeves handled ball pressure a lot better, especially against the more sizable wing. Like you saw like those games against Minnesota and some of those other teams, and even in the OKC playoffs, right? He was starting to get comfortable. He was starting to get to his spots. He was defensively still at issue. He's still not there from what we saw last year. Hopefully he's working on that and can get better at that. But yeah, there definitely is something that he needs to improve on. It's the Lakers. Luka and Lakers are trash. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Another wing in center, that would be awesome. The Lakers could pull that off. Let's see. With all the money, Reeves better average 27 plus assists. Yeah. Austin Reeves without LeBron is like 28, 6 and 8 or something like that. So, I mean, if he can average that, if he could be that, I think he has a team where he can. Like, in all honesty, if Austin Reeves is like 25, 5 and like 7 or 8 assists, I think he's worth it, right? Like it's really going to be the defense side of things too. Can he play well enough on the defensive side of things? Right? I'm not expecting him to be a leader or anything like that, but can he at least hold his own on the defense side of things? 26 points, 5 assists. Yeah, if he can be somewhere in that range. Let's see. To be honest, I'd rather have PJ over Kuminga because PJ is a better locker room guy. So there is definitely an argument for PJ over Kuminga, and I have talked about this, right? Like PJ Washington has the better floor. He's like, you know what you're going to get with PJ Washington. There's no questions. There's no like, oh, no, like PJ Washington, he's a guy that's going to come in and do what he needs to do. There's this like perception of Kuminga being a bad locker room guy. And again, like, what did he do? Right? That's the thing. Like, I see so many people that are like, oh, he's a bad locker room guy. He's a bad locker room guy. Like, what did he do? Like, sure, was he doing a little pouting and stuff? But like, I don't blame him. That whole situation was a mess. Right? It was basically like, it'd be like if I only called you when I needed you for something. At some point, you're like, dude, come on, man. Like, I thought we were friends. I thought we were like doing, like, the only time you ever call me is when you need me to help you move something or do something or whatever. Like, and then you just don't call me until the next time, right? That's basically what Steve Kerr was doing to Kuminga. It's like, hey, Steph's out. I need you to go give me 20. And he'd go put up 25, 5 and 5 and go win a game. And Steve Kerr would be like, all right, cool, thanks. And then he just like would get DMPs. The only thing Kuminga ever said was that, one, he believes he's an all-star, and everyone was like, oh, delusional. Look at, like, when did we start hating on guys saying that they believe they can be an all-star? He didn't say he was going to be the best player in the league. He didn't say he was going to be a superstar. He just said, I believe I can be a perennial all-star. Right? Like, again, if Cameron Carr said that this year, we'd all be like, Mamba mentality, right? But Jonathan Kuminga's like, hey, I believe I could be a perennial all-star. Everyone's like, oh, not a locker room guy. Dude sucks, right? Like what are we talking about here, right? Like, when did it become bad to believe in yourself, right? Like, I want somebody like that. I'd rather have somebody that's like, no, I can be an all-star, rather than somebody that's like, well, like, I think I'm good at basketball. Like, like, put your head up, man. Talk. Say it with your chest, right? The other thing that he said was, I just want to roll. Like, literally, the interview is just like, I just want to roll. That's it. Like, I don't know what my role is. Like, they have me do this. I do it thinking like, okay, cool, here we go. And then, nope, that wasn't enough. It's just like, I mean, he didn't have any issues in Atlanta. He was a huge part of their run in Atlanta. Dude, his metrics in Atlanta were like video game numbers. They were insane. Now, I attribute that to like sample size, small sample size, but still, like, it's not like we didn't hear anything about him being a bad locker room guy or a bad guy there. So again, I just don't know where, like, he's a bad locker room guy came from, but I digress. Outside of that, the reason I want Kuminga over PJ, and look, if we get PJ, I'm stoked, right? Like, let's go win a championship, right? But the reason I like Kuminga is we don't know what the best version of Kuminga is yet. The best version of Kuminga still hasn't been seen yet, and it's still in there. And if you can unlock that, I mean, that could be game changing. Like, PJ Washington, we know what he is. We know what the best version of PJ Washington is, right? Like, he's not a guy that's going to randomly start averaging 20 or something like that, But somebody like a Jonathan Kuminga could be your best defensive player, a true shot creator, and a guy that go get you at 20 a night, right? Like, I mean, we've seen him do that on a pretty regular basis. So, there is the potential of, of what he could become. So to me, I just think that, give me the upside guy. Because if you want to talk about catching the OKCs and excuse me, I plug my computer in. You want to talk about catching the OKCs and the San Antonios and all that stuff. You need somebody like a Jonathan Kuminga to pop. You need somebody like a Zaire to pop. You need somebody to pop for you, so that way you can now, year after year, start, maybe it's Carr or Do, right? You need somebody to pop to where you can now do this over and over, right? Please like, subscribe, share, and dunk on that notification. Thank you so much, Search and Destroy. Yes, please, if you haven't yet, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. You guys are awesome. Breaking news. Lakers just signed Tyler. Lakers, as it stands, Lakers on a 2-way contract. He's a missed piece. Championship best. OKC, Spurs, Knicks. I got it. You need shooting? I got you. Give me like 2 months and I'm in the lab. Let's get it. Appreciate you. How do you feel about the Arthur Kalumas? And I'm excited about it. Right? I mean, dude, people were here last offseason. I was very high on him. I was talking very heavily about him. Did videos leading into the draft about him as like, hey, keep an eye on him as an undrafted guy. Keep an eye on him as like a late second guy. And he just, again, he's somebody that I really think has some real potential. I'm not talking about superstar or star, like any of that, but just, even if he's the 8th guy in the rotation, like legit, you need that. You need that guy. You need somebody that can be that for you. Trade Jake and Hardy plus a pick swap and 2 seconds for PJ Washington. Opens a roster spot for Nick Richards. Well, Lakers still would need to open another roster spot if that's the case, because they have 16 players on the roster. But yeah, I mean, you could always figure that out. Let's see. Chris sent me the same Fearless Kobe picture as it stands Lakers. Oh, that's awesome. That's dope. Yeah, no. This way. Yeah, shout out Drip Show for the awesome canvases, right? Like, that's cool. I'm very happy for you. Definitely a fan of your channel. Well, thank you. Seriously, I appreciate that. I love the consistency all the time, bro. Was waiting on the Kaluma video after the signing. Yeah, thank you. I do. I appreciate it. Seriously, I still am blown away. I talk about it all the time. I'm blown away that people, like, I get comments from people that are like, dude, I've been waiting for this video. I've been waiting to see it. Like, again, I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. Very thankful. I'm happy for Kaluma. Likewise. Kaluma is going to be so good on our squad. Yes, agreed. What's up, Mr. Terrific? Appreciate you being here. Honestly, we need another forward backup center. Then I'm happy. Yeah. Like, again, go get a Nick Richards or you know who I'm like coming around more to, and I might actually do another video. I did a video the other day on him, but YOLO, right? Like, I kind of want to talk Jericho Sims again. Like, I'd really like Jericho Sims, like, and Milwaukee could afford to get off of him, so Jericho Sims would be nice. Just re-sign LeBron for vet minimum. You're not wrong. Yeah, let's go Kaluma. That was huge. Add PJ and Daniel. Lakers in 5. I'm with that. Hey, Tyler. It would be good if the Lakers could go after Nick Richards before someone else gets him. Yes. There was another report. I don't have it over here. But there was another report about Nick Richards that the Lakers are strongly considering Nick Richards. There was in the report earlier, about the, hey, Lakers are kind of chilled on the Jonathan Kuminga trade, but they're scouring for big men centers. So that's good. Somebody like a Nick Richards definitely, I think, could be an option. Got some trade options. Like I said, I really am, more that I think about it, the more I'm kind of like, I really like the idea of Jericho Sims. So, if JK signing trades stall too much, the drama will affect too much of the team. I'm leaning on PJ Washington and Gaffer trade. It is well documented that they fit well with Luka. Yeah, I mean, look, if you can get that done, again, we got to keep in mind there's a lot of factors in that. Mavs would never. Mavs absolutely will. Ujiri, somebody that doesn't care. He'll trade somebody. Lakers traded with, or Mavericks traded with the Lakers twice on draft night. Like, I still see comments from people that are like, oh, Mavs are never going to trade with the Lakers again. It's like they literally traded twice. After signing Thibault, the Lakers are now projected to be roughly $600,000 above the $200.4 million luxury tax line, roughly $13 million below their first apron hard cap. Awesome. I saw Bobby Marks. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I saw Bobby Marks put something out that said that they were like $8.5 million. But again, I could be wrong. I gotta look. I haven't actually like dove into it. I just saw a Bobby Marks post. Because he likes to put out those like numbers and stuff, and it said something about being 8.5, or it said that they were at 200.4 million the first apron, because the first apron line is 209 million, so that would put them at roughly 8.5 million. But maybe there's something to that, because I know with vet minimums, like, so for example, Matisse Thybulle, there we go. Matisse Thybulle signed for 3.3 million, but only 2.4 is going to affect the cap. So there might be something with that. I'll have to look into it more. So, but I thought they were only 8, because I know they were 13 million before the two signings of Zaire and Matisse Thybulle. So, and what the cap hits would be makes sense for 8.5 million. That's why I was like, okay, that makes sense. But again, I'll have to double check. I don't know if that's old. That might have been because again, that might have been before, depending on what where you, because you said after the Thibault signing. But I don't know. Like I said, I'll have to look into it some more. Will Dallas deal with us? The fans might go berserk, basically hate us. Again, like I said, they traded with us twice on draft night. So yeah, I look, Ujiri doesn't care, right? Like, I mean, go watch like player interviews and stuff talking about him. Like he's very like blunt. He's very no nonsense. He's very like, he doesn't care what the fans think. He doesn't care about any of that stuff, right? He cares about like what is best for his organization. So yeah, if he thinks the Lakers are the best trade for the organization, then he's going to make the move. Let's see. Question. What would you think of Hardy, Jake, Connect, Vando, 3 seconds in a swap for Zion? If they want Bronny in a second, we trade Bronny to Cleveland for a second. Trade Bronny there. So I don't hate Zion. Again, it's another risk. It's a big risk. And you're basically going all in on him. You do have a get out of jail free card because, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, every year of his contract is non-guaranteed. Personally, I wouldn't do it, right? Like, he doesn't spread the floor enough. And yes, Kessler can spread the floor, but we don't know enough yet. Zion would be great. Like, the problem is, like, okay, like, if Zion is healthy and he balls, like, he's the second option. Is Austin Reeves going to be the third option? So now Austin Reeves is $40 million at the third option. So I just think it could complicate things as far as like the rotation stuff. Can he stay healthy? It's one thing when you have a vet minimum guy that you're praying can stay healthy. It's another thing when you have like what is he making? 37 million or something, like 40 million. And can he stay healthy? Like, it's the problem. Personally, I wouldn't do it personally. What is your ideal way to finish the offseason? I mean, unrealistic version is go trade for Jonathan Kuminga and Daniel Gafford. I say unrealistic version just because I don't know if maybe they could. It's possible, depending on how much Jonathan Kuminga wants or is willing to take money wise. You could get there pretty, because like I said, you can get to PJ and Daniel Gafford. You can get to, as long as Kuminga's making less than 20 million, you can get to that. So, like, perfect world, like Tyler, what is the best case scenario right now, outside of, like, of course, some like crazy thing, but like realistic, but still best case scenario? Give me Jonathan Kuminga, give me Daniel Gafford. Realistically, I think it's probably Jonathan Kuminga and like a Nick Richards, which I'm totally fine with. If Lakers finish this round out this offseason with Nick Richards, Matisse Thybulle, and Jonathan Kuminga, let's go win a championship, baby. Let's get it. Hope we somehow manage to get JK. I still, like, with every fiber in me, believe Lakers are going to land Jonathan Kuminga. He's like running out. Literally, the only other option is Cleveland. And if James Harden takes more than like 25 million, or I think it's 25 million or more, like they don't have a path to go get him. Cleveland has their biannual exception for, which is like 6 million or whatever. It doesn't make any sense for Jonathan Kuminga to take that because they wouldn't have his bird rights. So they wouldn't be able to go over the cap to keep him going forward. So, I mean, at that point, you're better off signing and trading for a vet minimum, right? Like, do something where you're set, like, call the Nets and just be like, hey, here's Dalton Connect in a second, and go and bring in Jonathan Kuminga, right? Like, you're better off doing something like that and then taking whatever Dalton Connect's salary is, 4 million, 4 and some change. Like, you can actually go higher than that. So let's say 8 million, right? He's better off but to really exaggerate the point, he's better off taking a vet minimum off of a sign-in trade where the Lakers have his bird rights than it does for Cleveland, for him to go sign with Cleveland. Signing as a free agent makes no sense because, again, no teams that have a bird rights. The only reason that Jonathan Kuminga wants a sign and trade, and the same reason the Lakers want a sign and trade, is because both sides have the bird rights. So if it works out, it's the same reason the Lakers tried to trade for Matisse Thybulle. They tried to pull off a sign and trade for Matisse Thybulle because they wanted his bird rights. Because, even if at a vet minimum, you still would have his bird rights. So if it works out, you don't run the risk of a Marcus Smart situation where Marcus Smart just walks and leaves you. So, let's see. Is there, oh yeah, I already answered that. Is there a way to get Kuminga and Gafford? I say this because They want to get off of Zion, and he's always injured, and experiment isn't working well there. Problem is, Orleans tends to over. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, you'd have to over. Like, if we could get him for essentially peanuts, right? Like, no risk, no reward type thing. But it's not even the injury thing that I'm worried about. It's more of just like I worry about the fit, you know. Like if we had like Miles Turner, I'd probably be a little more open to it because like Miles Turner primarily is shooting out, but like I don't want like I want Kessler shooting threes, but I don't want him like that's all he does now because you have Zion on the interior, right? Um, I'm a better player shooter than him. Sign up, let's get him. Bronny for a second, Vando 3 seconds for Jalen Smith. I wouldn't mind Jalen Smith. Midseason, look for a better wing. I have Thibault, can't stay healthy yet. As it stands, people have literally lost their minds. This is crazy good. Luka has been to the finals with less. Kessler is the key to all. 1,000%. You're preaching to the choir. You are. Let's see. What about getting, say, Cease? They just matched it. So Cease has rights to, he basically has no trade clause, essentially. That doesn't mean he can't be traded. He has a no trade clause. They just matched his salary. I think you have to wait for him too. I think you got to wait the 2 months. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure how that works. But I don't imagine that they're going to move off of him, given that they just matched him, right? And they want him, and that's why they're trying to get off of Gafford. But PJ Washington for Vando, DK Hardy, 2 second-round picks, 1 first-round pick swap. Do you think it's a possibility? I mean, again, anything's possible, sure, right? Like, I just don't think they move off of him. I think you have a better chance of getting Gafford at that point. But are they building a good roster? Shuffling, they're definitely building a good roster. They ain't shuffling it. I mean, again, Lakers are signed everybody to long-term deals, right? Which is something that I talked about going into this offseason, that like, hey, we got to stop with this roster turnover. Every year we have a new roster. We got to stop doing that. We can't have a new roster year after year after year after year. Let's see. We need to stop pursuing Kuminga and go after Watson. Cherry on top. Keep up the great work. You're an uploading machine. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Look, I hope and pray and everything every day for Peyton Watson. Believe me, I just don't think it's super realistic. If I'm being honest, again, never say never. Look, if Peyton Watson wants to be a Laker, he can force his hand. He could force his way to the Lakers, without a doubt. He has a lot of control. He doesn't have to sign any contracts. He could take the qualifying offer and threaten to leave in free agency, and then you're going to get nothing for him, right? So, Peyton Watson really wants to push it, but like, is he going to turn down $100 million payday? Probably not, right? I think ultimately he probably just signs a new long-term deal with Denver. They ain't getting Kuminga. They don't want him. It's smokescreen. Hey, it's very possible. I mean, Lakers regularly do stuff like that. Luka, AR, Tease, Kuminga, Kessler, bench, Sexton, QG, Zaire, Mamu, Jalen Smith, reserves, Cam, Carr, DK, Laravia, Du, and Looney. I'm with it. I swear every video you and the player you want on our team or player we should sign or keep. Rob Blink is obviously watching. I'm telling you, he watches the video. He watches the channels. Oh, I got another super chat here. Right. Coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Dalton for Sims. I would love something like that. If you could pull something like that off, just like straight swap those two, then sign DK. Yeah, that'd be great. Like I said, the more that I think about it, the more I kind of like the idea of Sims, especially over like the problem with Nick Richards is defensively. He's not really great defensively. Like, I like the upside of Sims more, right? Like, we kind of know what Nick Richards is going to be. Sims is just bigger, stronger. I mean, that guy, you want to talk about an athlete. I mean, that guy could jump out the gym. And he's just big, strong, sturdy. Floor running. I really like the idea of Jericho Sims. I really do. But outside of Sims, yeah. If we could round out with Sims and Jonathan Kuminga, I mean, again, just chef kiss, right? Like that's just perfect. You got depth, you got athleticism, you got basically everything you need. Floor running big. Also, like again, like if Kuminga or not Kuminga, Kessler, if Kessler can really come around on his 3-point shot, again, I don't want him taking too many threes, but if he can really come around on his 3-point shot, I wouldn't even hate trying to experiment with like double big lineups. Like, what does like a Sims and Kessler look like, right? Like, what does that look like with those two? You know, you could again kind of work on some stuff, but appreciate you. Thank you so much for super chat. What do you think about this Feds probe on Mark Walters? I don't know enough about it. I haven't really looked into it, to be honest. Like, again, I'm a basketball channel. I care less about the other stuff. I mean, if you have a big enough company, if you have a big enough business, you're usually going to get looked into by the feds. It's usually how it works, right? At pretty much every company that has ever existed at some point has gotten, a feds probe. So it doesn't necessarily mean that anything, nefarious is going on. But again, I don't know enough about it to comment on it. I haven't really looked into it. And to be honest, I'm not really going to look into it. I care less about it. Again, I'm here to talk basketball. So it's not like related to that. Like I'm not, obviously that could have some implications, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy personally, but great question. I appreciate you. What's going on? Reports say he wants $20 million a year. I strip it. So Jovan Buha said that he wants somewhere in the range of 20 million. So because that came from Jovan Buha, and he said that he wants closer to 20 million, in the range of 20 million. Which I said originally, like again, a month ago when this started, that I thought that the Lakers would sign him 3 years, 60 million, which would be 20 million a year. That's what I thought he would get in range, in that 18 to 20 million. So honestly, it makes sense. I think based on how things are shaping up, I think it's going to end up being my guess is now that we have new information, things are coming together. My guess is now he signs 2 years, 15 million with a player option, and I know Robin has player options, but honestly, this actually makes sense to give him a player option in this case. If he works, he's just going to opt out, and then you pay him, you give him a new contract. If he doesn't work, then he's a 15 million expiring. Or if he works enough to where it's like, okay, then you just have him be a rotational wing. That's my guess. Got some more super chats here. Attell, coming in hot to $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You're my new go-to for trade news. Well, thank you. Seriously. Let's keep it going until the season gets going 1,000%. I appreciate you. First off, thank you so much for super chat. Secondly, glad I could be that. Again, just fan channel. But I do. I really love to dive into all this stuff and explore the possibilities and stuff. And again, I understand that it's not necessarily for everybody, but again, I make the videos for those that enjoy them and the people that want to have the discussion stuff. Again, I'm just a fan like everyone else. I've just been blessed enough to have people that, want to listen and tune in and hang out with me, which is a blessing. Like genuinely, I'm very blessed. But yeah, I do. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Seriously. And yes, hopefully it doesn't stop. Hopefully the party keeps going. Zion coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Imagine having, oh man, come on, man. Why are you teasing me? That would be, icing on the cake. There you go. There's your 4. I don't think Portland would do that ever, but man, I bet it's nice to dream. Never say never. Crazy things happen, but yeah, I mean, again, adding another all defensive wing to your starting 4 spot, sign me up. Like, yeah, we're cooking at that point. 1,000%. I'm right there with you, Diane. But appreciate you. Thank you so much, super chat. Thank you. The let's get back to the regular chat. So some more trickle in. The media will figure out a way to make these moves be garbage. I mean, of course, always. Have you given a thought starting your hip hop channel? Definitely not. I trust me. I'm very busy on the Laker channel and stuff like that. I know I am a very yeah. You were here for that discussion. Yeah, I'm a big hip hop guy, especially old school hip hop. Yeah, again, I was a '90s baby, so I was a '90s kid. So, but yeah, I maybe one day, maybe one day. Can Vandy get back to his old self? I mean, it's possible. I just, again, double foot surgery is just, it's tough, man. It really is. Lakers could restore Kuminga's reputation. He has the opportunity to prove himself, and Luke will make him look great, 1,000%. Right there with you. Right there with you. Let's see. I'm not a fan of Kuminga. Saying for the longest time, Golden State Warriors get the best out of Kuminga. I don't know. Honestly, again, that's a possibility. I just disagree. I think we've seen what he could become, and it's hard when you don't have consistency in a role, right? Like his role was all over the place. I mean, from his rookie season, his role was all over the place. So I don't know, but again, never say never, you know. Let's see. We need to pursue Watson sign and trade, not Kuminga. I would love it. The problem is it's really tough. You know, it's probably not the most realistic, and you could be just chasing ghosts. Yeah, they probably are at some point. With Vando as our starting 4, we are so deep. Get rid of DK, Larry Bronny, A+ season. Problem is Vando's just so light. Blinkley is the last connection to Kobe. We have, if you think about it, you're not wrong. Yeah, I mean, Jeannie's still around, and she'll probably be around for a while. But yeah, I mean, like if you want to talk about like direct connection, yeah. Get rid of Laravia first 8 number 2, especially Kuminga vet minimum as the guy you trade for. I wake up every day praying he gets traded. I'm fed up waiting. In a perfect world, we trade Bronny for a second, trade Vando, and 3 seconds for Jalen Smith, and Hardy, Laravia, DK, and a swap for starting consolidation 3 and D guard Hunter, Cam Johnson, if the Nuggets. Yeah. DeAndre Hunter, Kyle Kuzma, I wouldn't hate as our starting 4 either. You know, he defends, he rebounds. The shooting is obviously a little shaky, a little questionable, but I mean, he's big, can defend literally 1 through 5 for you. He likes to, like, he actually takes pride on the defense side of things. I think Rob watches your videos. Thank you. I know I joke about it all the time, but then all of a sudden stuff starts happening. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe it really is. Maybe it really is. Watching it. Kaluma for president. People saying Vando run his course, but I remember last game we played Laravia unplayable. It was OKC DMP yet. Imagine defensive lineup with Kessler, Vando, Diable, Grimes, Luka, or Kessler, Vando, because I heard Diable, Luka, sub Vando for whoever that power forward ultimately is. Yeah, Lakers are going to have, that's the thing, like Lakers are going to have defensive lineups, they're going to have offensive lineups. You're going to be able to mix and match to match up with what you have, right? Now, the Vandalorian must go. The Vandalorian is just such a great name, though. Like, I just want to keep him just for that. Like, just for that. Vandal broke his hand. JJ still rather play him over Laravia. Yeah. Let's see. I think so many DMPs from Vando in the reg season. We barely got to see much, but we saw versus OKC. There was utility. Yeah. I mean, Vando still is a solid guy. It's just the problem is like it's hard to keep him on the court, right? Like, and especially JJ wants guys that can dribble, shoot, and pass, so on and so forth, right? Like, it doesn't really do any of that. Lots of depth, but will it mesh in game? Yeah, I mean, that's the big question, right? It's one thing to have an awesome roster on paper, especially us as Laker fans. I mean, us as Laker fans have had insane rosters on paper, right? And just didn't translate. So We need another backup center, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I wouldn't hate to be honest, like I've said it before, like I don't think it's like the biggest priority, but if you can do it in the mix of things, yeah, absolutely. It's good the Lakers are at least looking. Kaluma, pass first test. He can play against NBA talent. Yeah, he's got to take those steps. We should hold on to Connect. He's a scorer. We can use him off the bench. JJ never gives him any playing time. So that's actually wrong. JJ gave him a lot of playing time early in the season. He was averaging 19 minutes a game and even started a game for the Lakers early in the season. JJ was doing everything he could to get Dalton Connect ready. He was also defending him in Summer League last year, like big time. I mean, he was doing like overtime work. Because remember, Dalton Connect started like 0 of 20 or something like that from the floor. He was just awful. And I even was defending Dalton Connect and was like, hey, I don't care about the shooting. I don't care that he's struggling to shoot the basketball. We know he can score the basketball. We know he can shoot the basketball. It's the defense. And then he started getting switch hunted in Summer League. Like, go watch that Spurs game where David Jones Garcia, literally every play just went, where is, oh, there he is, and just switch hunted him and scored every play. Like, it was like, dude, take some pride. He's killing you. You're just laying there getting pieced up. Like, dude, like, hit back, something, anything. Throw him, give me a flagrant, something. Get ejected so at least you go out with a bang, right? Like, JJ tried. Like, JJ's probably tried more with Dalton Connect than anybody on his roster. He just hasn't been able to figure it out. What's going to happen is Dalton Connect's probably going to get traded to another team, and he's probably going to end up being exactly what he needs. The trade cooked him. He's checked out. Like, over here, coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Mavs got PJ and DJ in the midseason. Lakers must wait. I mean, there's definitely an argument for that. I made a video about that literally the other day, and was thinking about doing kind of an update video on that. Because there is an argument, right? Like, be patient, see who rises to the top. What if you don't need, what if you have the wings, right? What if Matisse Thybulle and Zaire work out, right? Like, like I said, most of the wings in today's NBA, most of the fours, the two starting power forwards in the NBA finals were both 6'7", right? I mean, in the case of Julian Champagnie, he's 6'7", like 218, right? So, the days of like those big bruising power forwards gone. It's versatile wings nowadays. You want guys that can switch everything. You want guys that can defend everything. So I do think there is an argument to kind of wait, see who rises to the top. Obviously, look, if a good trade is there, you take it. Right? Like, yes, midseason trades, you can usually get guys cheap. That's why Rob really likes trade deadline trades. Right? He loves trade deadline trades because, again, you get more value, you get more bang for your buck. But again, if a deal's there, if you can get, because it's not just about like Brandon, you want the chemistry, you want to build the relationships, you want to, you have an entirely new roster. Remember, Dallas already had like a year or so together before they brought those guys in. So it was just injecting those two rather than like you're injecting an entire new roster. And then now you're going to inject two more guys into it. Just a lot, but there is an argument for that. So I agree with you, but appreciate you. Thank you so much. Do you think Kuminga is still needed? Yes. Still could use a upgrade at the starting four. Can't be better without a starting power forward. I think this roster matches up really well against OKC and San Antonio. Now, I hope Carr do Kaluma pop. Yes, that would be huge for the Lakers. What's up with Kuminga? So far, again, it's just the patience game. If you're the Lakers, you're doing it right. If you're the Lakers, you just patiently wait. You're just patiently waiting, and kind of let things. Lakers are winning that game right now, so you just keep letting it happen. I hope the new development coach, the old G League coach, gets JJ to play the young guys non-garbage minutes. Again, I mean, the JJ not playing young guys is a little bit overblown, right? Like, and look, I've said it before, I'll take some responsibility in that because I wanted to see them play some of the young guys more myself. But like, I mean, he tried to play a dude Thero. He played Bronny in spots. He played Bronny in the playoffs against, Houston. He played a dude Thero in the playoffs. The problem is a dude Thero kept getting hurt, right? Like, he tried to play him. So I do think it's a little overblown, but yeah, I mean, you got a lot of depth and all kinds of stuff to where it's like, hey, you really could use you could really use some of this talent, right? So hopefully that is the case. I heard the Warriors and Lakers opening night, so LeBron might be war. I don't know if it has anything to so it's not opening night, it's preseason. Opening night of preseason. So I don't know if that's the case, but could be. You never know. If I'm LeBron, I'm doubling back on LA at a vet minimum. It was always the plan. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Lakers should get Jalen Smith as a power forward and use him as a center when needed. Yeah, I mean, he's another guy, but again, another what is he 6? Is he 6'9"? Right? Isn't he 6'9"? But yeah, definitely an option. Is Thibault a better defender than Marcus Smart? At this stage, yes. Like overall, yes. Marcus Smart has that veteran savviness that you just don't get without 12 years in the league or whatever it's been. But like as far as like, I mean, again, Thibault has been 2-time. I mean, obviously Marcus Smart, prime Marcus Smart was defensive player of the year, but Matisse Thibault has been a guy that's all defensive type guy, more athletic at this stage, right? Like he's at this stage of their careers, yes. I think Bron goes to the Cavs finish career. I think he should. I think that's honest. I think it's the safest place for him. I think it's the in all honest, like it's if he wants to like win a championship, sure, go to like honestly, it should be San Antonio, but 76ers, I just don't think he's gonna go there. And like the reports of him being worried about Embiid's health, I was saying that before those reports came out, right? Like I don't know if Embiid can stay healthy. So when those reports came out, I was like, yeah, it checks out. So honestly, I think it's the safest and probably smartest bet for him personally. Yeah. Heat is another one. I just don't like his fit on the Heat. And I've seen a lot of people try to argue it. Like again, in the regular season, I think it'll be fine. I think in the regular season, you'll see them. They'll be like, oh, wow, Miami's just running through everybody, right? Like, because they're going to be really good defensively. They're going to be insanely physical, athletic, big, right? Like, but then you're going to get to the playoffs, and then the good teams are just going to build the wall, pack the paint, and turn Giannis, LeBron, and Bam into jump shooters. And all of a sudden, everyone's going to be like, how did they lose in the first round? And it's like, because they can't shoot. Like, teams are already going to build a wall to defend, slow down, and try to stop Giannis. Just so happens the other two stars you have alongside him all are similar in that sense. So you really only need like one game plan to stop all three of them. Or not stop them, that's probably the wrong word, but slow them down. Honestly, I think it's like early Miami, right? Like, with LeBron, remember early Miami where they were like winning 23 straight games, just running through everybody. Everyone's like, dude, they're going to be great. And then like every series was like 7 games. And everyone's like, why can't they beat anybody? Right? Like, I think it'll be like that. Only I think they probably lose instead of getting to the finals. With Galuma, is a do more fit at the 3 now? I mean, I think with those two guys, I think they're interchangeable. So I think you can do some creative things. Carr's probably like you could do something with like Carr at the 2, Adu at the 3, Kaluma at the 4. But it's nice. You have basically, Carr's 2-3. You have Adu 3-4. And Kaluma, I mean, depending on how well it translates, I mean, you can make an argument 3-4-5, like in small ball waves. Wave Thibault can't score, rebound, or pass, but people think that doesn't matter. I don't know where you got can't score, rebound, or pass. One thought I've had is why have thrown off sheet at Watson before Mamu and Grimes? Because it's just why your money gets tied up. Now you're missing out on all those guys, and they're like at that point, Denver's matching that, and then now you're screwed, right? Like how much were you going to throw at Watson, especially after? So like what you would have thrown, 28 million at Peyton Watson that early on. They're probably waiting for that. They're probably hoping that somebody would have done that, because then I can just match it and then figure it out. Right. Like it just doesn't make sense for the Lakers from that standpoint. Get the players, get the pieces, get the needs, because now you go and you sign Watson, and now there goes Grimes, there goes Mamu, there goes Sexton, there goes, and now it's like, now what? Now what are you doing? Hi there. Hi, Tony. Can the Lakers realistically get Kuminga or Watson after signing Thibault Williams? Kuminga, absolutely. Kuminga, I still believe is going to end up being a Laker at some point. Watson, I think, is very unlikely. Never say never, but I just think it's very unlikely. AR needs to add muscle. My God. Yeah, hopefully he's putting in the work this offseason. Thibault is the Robert Williams of wings when he plays. He's great, but he never plays. Yeah, but again, Marcus Smart had the same problem last year, and the Lakers were able to keep him healthy. So we still have money to spend as long as we stay under the first apron. Yes, technically. So like the vet minimums are kind of like an off branch, but yes, the Lakers still have things to they can take on more money in a trade than, as long as they are under the first apron. So they can go as long as they don't cross that first apron. Yes, they have wiggle room. Is probably a way I'd put it. It's not really like cap space. Like they can't go out and like, hey, let's throw 13 million at Peyton Watson, for example. Like they can't do anything like that. But in trades and stuff like that, to bring in other vet minimum stuff like that, there's things that you can do in that regard. Let's see. Kuminga should take 3 years, 36 million, do a player option for second year and partially guaranteed for 30. Yeah. Like I said, I think it'll end up being like 2 years. Let me rephrase that, because I know people are going to say like, because you have to do, so if it's a sign and trade, right, there's, you can't do a player option, right? It has to be 3 years, it has to be a player option, but there's non-guarantees, right? So I just realized I explained that terribly earlier. I think that what they'll do is they'll structure it where both, like year 2 is like a non-guarantee. So that way, like basically what Spurs just did for Julian Champagne. It's probably a good way to put it. I just realized earlier I explained that terribly. Because you can't give a player option. I think I was like, oh, hey, you do a player option, but I didn't mean it like in the sense of like a player option, but I meant like essentially non-guaranteed, to where if Jonathan Kuminga pops, you can get him off of that and then give him a new deal type thing, because you'd have his bird rights, right? Because if they do a sign and trade, it has to be 3 years, no player option, except for year 4. If you go into the 4th year, then you can do a player option. Hence Walker Kessler, right? And then year 2, I think, would essentially be like the option where it's like it's non-guaranteed. Jonathan Kuminga pops, they don't pick up his option and then sign him to a new deal, is my guess. I just realized I explained that terribly earlier. Right, like, so yeah. But it happens, right? We're doing this in real time. Bronny's sticking around, you think? I think he should. I know a lot of Laker fans disagree. I think he should. However, I think the way things are shaping up, I think they're going to end up moving off of him. I think Matisse Thybulle is probably your signal that he's probably gone. I think Bron going to the Heat or Warriors, or weather and golf purposes. You might not be wrong. AR and Luka need to tighten up. Yeah. One thing about Reeves, he seems to get better every year. Yeah, I mean, to his credit, he does. 1,000%. I've talked about that very thing. Like, to his credit, every year he's gotten better. So, can he kind of continue to take steps? I don't think he's worth the $40 million, but that doesn't mean he can't be, right? That doesn't mean that he won't end up being at some point, Yeah, needs to muscle up a little bit. Lakers should go trade for a young athletic wing from the Wizards. who is from France, teammate. Oh, what is it? Kolobi. Yeah, he'd be solid. What was it? Bilal Kolobi. Yeah, I'd really like him. Trade body for Bowl. Get some muscle. AK-47, AR-15, 2 guns. Yeah. What's going on, Blucka? Appreciate you. Tyler hates on Reeves every chance he gets. Don't let him fool you. Exactly. I'm the real Reeves hater. We have enough wings to open up a Wingstop, which is good. I mean, to go from like none to here we go. I hate Reeves too. Thibault is another one-way player. Do the Lakers really need another one-way player? But he shot 39% from 3 on volume last 3 out of 4 years. Like, I wouldn't say he's a one-way player. I mean, we'll see. We'll find out. I think one of Adu or Kaluma will pop. I sure hope so. Let's see. Teams are willing to max Reeves, so he is tradable. I absolutely think he's tradable, but if he lays a dud in the playoffs again, things can change. And it's also one of those things where teams are never going to play into that, right? Like, teams are always going to kind of, teams are always going to like, oh, hey, his contract's like, it's ridiculous. Why would we do that type thing? Like, it's usually how it goes. But I hate Laravia. I think that's like the 3rd time you said that, so I get it. Let me guess. You hate it, Laravia. I don't hate Reeves, but his defense sus. Yeah. When has Reeves been good for the playoffs? It's been the problem. Like I said, he was solid offensively against the Thunder. His best playoff run was his breakout year. Fax Laravia got to go. And I mean, start for us eventually if the roster stays as is. Yeah. Yodalite, best mic on YouTube. Well, thank you. Yes, I know. I got the raise. Got to keep it interesting, right? Got to keep you fixated. Like, keep your eye on the light. Don't go in the light. I got another super chat. Let's see. Trout coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. PJ or Gafford makes more sense now, or both. I mean, a perfect world, both. There is a path to technically getting both. I don't think it's very likely. I think it's tough, but there is technically a path to getting both. PJ makes more sense because I think he's a bigger need. And when you're talking backup center, you don't need some like star center, right? Like, you just need somebody that can hold their own, especially once you get to the playoffs, right? Like, you're not gonna. That backup center's playing at most 10 minutes a night. I've talked about this before. Like, we're conditioned because of the last few years into thinking like a backup center is supposed to play 30 minutes because of Jackson Hayes. That's really not the case, right? Like, you're not like during the regular season, sure, you're probably playing them 20 minutes, 23 minutes, somewhere in that range. But once you get the playoffs, pretty much done. PJ is more necessary. PJ is needed more personally, but thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Super Chat. It's very kind of you. All right, where was I? Until some more trickle in. If you can get Aaron Gordon from the Nuggets, trade hard. Yeah, I mean, if you could pull something like that off, that'd be amazing. I don't know if they would trade. Like, I could see them like Cam Johnson, guys like that. Like, I could see them trading them, but I don't know about like the higher end guys. I think this to fit Luka offense, we need another jump out the gym lob threat for power forward. Yeah, I mean, again, if you can get somebody. I mean, Kuminga jumps out the gym. Kuminga's pretty athletic. I think a dude can start for us. At some point. I mean, there is an argument to be made. Just throw him into the fire. I'd like to get somebody with a little more stability, honestly. Who could we fool? Middle lob threat for Luka to be most effective. Yeah. If LeBron signs with Cleveland, Kuminga is cooked. Lakers would have all the leverage at that point, all of it. I like what Carr said about not here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what he was like, where they were asking about his hair, and he was like, "I'm not here to be a pretty boy. I'm here to play basketball." I love that. I think it'll be a stretch where Austin and Luka is down 10 games and he averages 18. Are you talking about Thero? Let's see. Rather Vando go, though, than Laravia. Like, Laravia has more upside. Like, Laravia's young still, right? Like, that's the thing that, like, about Laravia, right? Like, he's a young guy, right? Like, young guys take time. I think you hate Jake Laravia. Just a hunch. You know what I mean? I hate number 12. Would Kaminga be better than a Kaluma tag team at the 4? I mean, yes, because Kaminga's more proven, right? Like, we don't know what a will be outside of just like that lob threat floor spacer, but yes, personally. That doesn't mean, a who knows? Sky's the limit for a I'm never going to put a cap on a young man, but yeah. Let's see. Hey, Tyler, where is LeBron going to sign? Do you think it's back to Cleveland or the 76ers, Golden State, or Miami because LeBron is taking so long? I think my guess is either Cleveland or Miami. Kind of what it's shaping up. However, I would personally, I think Cleveland. I think he probably goes back to Cleveland. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, great question. Yes, thank you, Blucka. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my NBA channel. Trying to grow that NBA channel, expanding out, talk other teams, other sport or other teams, other trades, other things like that. So yes, as it stands NBA, I'd appreciate you guys if you click the link and subscribe to that channel, and also subscribe here. If you're not subscribed here, make sure you subscribe here as well. Yeah, all got to go. Let me see. Sorry, trying to find something. I would have Gafford, than PJ. I mean, there's an argument. I just think PJ is more of a need, more of a necessity, personally. But I don't think you could go wrong with either. Bully ball Tyler at the 4. Let's get it. Let's get it. Put me on the block, coach. I got a little follow away. Can we get you on C1 in the morning? I would love it. I say it all the time, like, because people are always like, oh, I want you to go, like, you should go on Laker Nation. You should go on Jovan Buha. You should go on all these things. Let them know. I can't invite myself on there. I can't just be like, hey, so I'm I'm coming on your channel this week, right? Like, I would love to do it. I'd be very open to having those conversations. I'd love to do collabs with those guys. So absolutely. I mean, if there's any path to that, more than happy. But yeah, like I say all the time, like, you got to let them know. You know what I mean? Like, if they get enough people that are like, dude, you got to bring As It Stands Lakers on, maybe they'll be like, hey, come, my DMs and everything are open. So, I'd love to work that out. But who knows? Maybe it'll happen sooner rather than later. Again, I don't even know if they know who I am. I don't even know if they know I exist, if I'm on the radar or anything like that. But, if at any point, maybe they do notice me and I can get on, that'd be awesome. I'd appreciate it. It would be fun to talk. It'd be fun to hang out. Personally, I go JK over PJ. JK has the upside all-star win. Yeah, I agree. Nick Richards is legitimately worse than Looney. Stop talking about him. He's bigger. I wouldn't say worse than Looney, but defensively, there's questions. Why he's waiting. Honestly, so again, I don't know this. It's not like I can call LeBron. I think Patrick Beverley made that post, and LeBron James was like, "All right," and I think we get the announcement tomorrow, right? Like, I really, like, genuinely do. I think we get the announcement tomorrow. I could be completely wrong, but I just like, again, tinfoil hat on. So LeBron James, or there was all the talks about him doing his announcement today. Patrick Beverley puts out that post. LeBron James, like, I don't know, an hour later, puts out that, like, basically like a Kevin Hart meme or whatever, telling everyone, like, telling him to STFU. And I think LeBron was like, okay, watch. Like, I really do. Like, genuinely. It's just, how many coincidences does it take before it's like, all right, this is just what it is? Like, I really do. Like, genuinely. But I think we get the announcement tomorrow, and you can blame Patrick Beverly for it. Again, I don't know. I could be wrong, but um, what do you think about Gafford? I would rather have Gafford than PJ. I'd love Gafford. Gafford's fine. PJ's a bigger need as far as the four. Like, Lakers are stacked at like the wing position in general. Gonna have some really nice, some really creative lineups. However, I think you need that clear cut starting four, whether it's PJ or Kaminga or something like that. Is it October yet? I know. Seriously, I am super excited. Going back to Miami, it's very possible. I think he goes back to either. I really, part of another reason I think that he's going to like Cleveland somehow. I just don't think he wants to go to a new team because he has the history. Like, LeBron's very big on his legacy. And if he goes to another team, he's going to have to win on that other team because he wants to keep that legacy, right? He's won on every team that he's been on. Where if he goes back to Miami and he doesn't win, he still won on Miami. He goes back to Cleveland, he still won in Cleveland. So, only problem with Vando is his contract. But if no one will take him without all the assets, then F it. Yeah. I do watch your YouTube video, Laker videos. Very insightful. Thanks. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. Like I say all the time, I'm very blown away that people actually want to watch me and listen to me, and I'm very thankful. Pelicans, absolutely. Pelicans solve several needs for us. Nick Richards, younger, more athletic. Yeah, he's a better Jackson Hayes. This has basically been my thing. Thanks a lot for you two for letting me know about the live stream. Like, I didn't know it makes a note. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, YouTube is weird about that. Like, it is. It's one of those things where, yeah, like, I've had people say like, oh man, it unsubscribes me, it does all kinds of stuff. So, what are you gonna do? I hate Jericho Sims. Who don't you hate? Is there an option you don't hate? Braun going to the Heat, bro, to retire. Supposedly Savannah likes Miami, so yes, I believe so. Yes. If we had three centers, we could move Looney to the four sometimes. Problem is he can't really shoot. He's not really a good offensive guy, but again, you could do some creative lineups. YouTube featuring this live game. I appreciate you. What's going on? How are you? But today was a great day for the Lakers. I'm so happy with the Thibault signing. I've said it before, say it again. As much as I am not a fan of Rob, he's really cooking right now. Yeah, he's been cooking, and yes, we gotta finish. He has. Like I said, we gotta at least be able to give people credit. If we're gonna criticize them, we gotta be able to give them credit. I disagree. OKC is very beatable. Spurs are very beatable. Both teams are very beatable. I mean, they both got beat, right? They're very beatable. And Lakers just match up so much better now, especially OKC. But we'll see. I mean, chemistry, fit, a lot of those things matter. I think the players most likely to get traded or waived are Dalton, Connect, and Bronny. Yes, agreed. For me, Dalton is almost a lock to be off this team, whether it's about not Vando, not sure, and Bronny for Braun. Yeah, probably Bronny goes with Braun. It's kind of what it's shaping up to be. Yeah, he does need to make his decision. Let's see. PJ's contract's fine. He's not like below market value, but he's at market value, and he's locked up for 4 years, which is what all of the Laker players are. So I just think it's I think they're just being a little dramatic. I think it's leverage, if I'm being honest. I haven't watched the video yet, but I saw you posted a video saying Kessler's ranked second worst contract. Are we serious? No, it was Yahoo Sports. They had like the rankings of like, the offseason contracts and signings. They also had like, it wasn't even, I even went over like the other ones, which I thought all of them were crazy. Like Trae Young was number one, which I was like, all right, that kind of makes sense. Walker Kessler was ridiculous. John Collins at like $17 million a year. They were like, was like fourth or whatever. Like all pretty much every one of them on that list. I was like, this is asinine. Like, this is crazy. But look, You gotta get the clickbait, gotta get the headlines, right? I get it. I ain't mad at him. I like Kaminga better personally. I do. Just more upside. I'm not sold on Kaminga, but I like him better than PJ is. I feel like we get Kaminga and Nick Richards. I'll be up there with OKC and San Antonio. I'm with you. Let's get it. Don't want Zion injury drama past. Yeah, there are definitely concerns with Zion. Kaminga will want to demand the ball in the offense. How to run through him, it won't work. I disagree. I don't think he'll do that. He didn't even really do that in Golden State. I think he'll be fine. And I think he'll thrive off ball. He'll get his touches just naturally through the course of the game. Yes, they did sign him to a two-way contract, and they got rid of Peter Suter. So, yes. And Lakers are not done. I saw that tomorrow is the 23rd day since LeBron made his eighth. oh, we're doing it. We're doing it, gaming. Haha, 23rd day. Every 23rd spring for 23 days it gets to eat. For those that get the reference, I don't know how many people got that reference, but if you did, you're awesome. So I'm right there with you, my guy. All right, that's it. Tomorrow, you heard it. You heard it here first. Tomorrow, LeBron James is going to sign with his team. Tomorrow is the day that we are going to see LeBron sign. I'm telling you. We got this. Let's go. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to me. Kaminga end up signing for a Ben. I don't think so. I think he'll just get traded for a cheaper amount. I think it'll be like, it'd be something like Dalton Connect for him or something like that. Also happy for Arthur. He absolutely deserves it. Agreed. He could be a good win type player. Everyone with even more upside. He looks NBA ready, but obviously got to see. Yeah, exactly. I'm right there with you. So I might as well get Kaminga cheap. JK is done. Lakers don't want him. I disagree. Lakers absolutely want him. This team will start 20-5. I'm with it. Let's get it. He's way better than Jordan Goodwin. Richards and Kaminga sounds good. Yes, agreed. Hearing Aaron Gordon is available. Yeah, he's been available for a while. I just don't think that they're going to. They want like crazy asking prices about it. Only hope Kaminga be on the Lakers as if he agrees to a vet minimum. Clearly, no team I can get on a sign and trade with Kaminga's asking price. He'll end up having to come down. He won't sign for vet minimum. Like, because at that point, he's better off just taking like whatever, taking $4 million or something like that on a sign and trade. So at least they have their bird rights. And then if it works out, now all of a sudden I can get paid. So is my guess. Let's see. If Kaluma does good this season, he's not eligible to play in the playoffs on a two-way contract. Yeah, but they can always like bring him up if they need to. Like if he's that good, then it's like, like you can always just like buy somebody out. Lakers should have enough money and enough wiggle room. Nick Rich is better than Aiden. You've said it too, and I'm saying as long as we can add JK or PJ. Since we've added Thibault, would be the perfect end of the offseason. Keep cooking, Rob. Yeah, never thought I'd say that. Yeah, Rob's putting it in that work. Pause. But yeah, 55 games. I'm with it. 55. That's what I said. I thought. Somebody asked me on the last live stream, how many games do I think the Lakers win? And I said 55. So, let's see. Non-basketball question. But do you see the Avenger Doomsday trailer? Yes, I did see the Doomsday trailer. Bro, I swear that movie is going to be movie of the year. So pumped. It's going to be peak cinema. I hope so. I really do. Like, I mean, the Avenger movies are kind of all their, all the hype still. But yeah, I am. Those, I'm excited for that one for sure. I'm right there with you. Diabates. So supposedly he's available. He's somebody that I wouldn't mind. I have him on like my list. It's just there's just been so many things to talk about that I haven't gotten around to it yet. Trying Trying to find something to me real quick. Yeah, he'd definitely be a good pickup if you could get him. Yeah, they need to trade him, but they want too many assets and stuff for him. Lakers just, I mean, never say never, but I don't think so. I think they would take less to send him elsewhere. Yeah, give me his idea. They'll end up doing a sign and trade. It'll just be. I may be the only one, but I really think people are sleeping on Hardy. He's a really nice shooter, athletic, pretty good defender, underrated player. We added. Seems like Bronny's replacement. I wouldn't mind Jaden Hardy. Like the problem is with like Sexton and all these other guys, right? Like you're better off with the two-way guys than Jaden Hardy. I just don't know where Jaden Hardy finds his minutes unless you have a couple guys off for the night. But we'll see. You never know. Are you worried that Andrew Friedman has not said a word this offseason? Nah, not at all. I mean, he's just helping out here and there, but they already put the people in place. I don't even know if he's still helping Rob and stuff like that. You might be busy with the excuse me, the Dodger stuff. Palinka's on the hot seat. I mean, he's on a 5-year. Supposedly they love Palinka. I hope so. I hope they aren't consistent. I hope that they're just consistent. Yeah, I mean, he might have, like, genuinely, he might have really messed up that bag. I mean, look, one in the hands, we're two in the bush. Let's get off Bronny, DK, and Vando and get some real players how to feel it. Let's see. DeMar, I personally would stay away from her. Supposedly he's going to Miami, but I think the last thing they need right now is DeMar DeRozan. His Laker will win. He was struggling a couple years ago, and there was wide speculation due to. Let's keep Jake. I don't mind keeping Jake. I think Jake still has potential to be really good. If the season started today, what would be the starting lineup? My guess is Luka, AR, Thibault, probably Mamu, and Kessler. I would have loved Tari Eason. Kuzma and Jericho Sims for Vando, DK, Hardy, and 2 second-round picks or something like that. I like Kuzma as a starting power forward on expiring and Sims as a reserve seat. What do you think? I would love something like that. And in all honesty, I really think you could do something like that because they just want to stack assets, and they're not going to get much for Kuzma and Jericho Sims. So I honestly, that might not be crazy. Wait, you said Kuminga is 99.9% going to be a Laker. I said I believe he's 99.9% going to be a Laker. And I'm sorry, has he gone anywhere else yet? Slow roll there, Dean. Right? Take a breath. Right? I'm sorry, did he sign somewhere else? Did I miss some news? Right? Sit down. Be patient. Yes, I did. I'm excited. Let's see. Who's the remaining free agents? Still a handful. Herb Jones, if they ever come down off their asking price, sure. Herb Jones. Problem is like, I mean, I still would love Herb Jones, but you need a 4 now, more than a 3. This offseason feels like when we picked up all the old guys. Instead, these are young guys with names but already washed. I mean, who's already washed? And can you be washed at 20? I mean, a lot of these guys still had really good years last year. Mamu had like a breakout year last year. Searching to find something. Kuminga coming soon, probably tomorrow. I think he comes in pretty soon. I really do. I still think he's gonna end up being a Laker. Jovan Buha said they will meet in the middle, 12 to 15 million. I think so too. I think they'll be at like 15 million. I was talking about that earlier in the stream. I don't know if you were here, but earlier in the stream, I was talking about that they'll probably most likely do it. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I didn't mean it like that. I know I phrased it like that earlier. I corrected it. I don't know if you heard me correct it later, but I meant in the sense of like the way that they'll operate it, right? Like it'll be a non-guarantee basically giving him the option out if he works. That's how I meant to phrase. I just explained it wrong. Love your enthusiasm on your videos. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously. Like I said, I am a fan. Like, I get excited, Like, I try to be as even keel as possible, but I get excited. We can still sign Kamingo for less time. I mean, yeah, technically, you could sign him for a vet minimum, technically. I think it'll probably be about 15 million. The way things are coming together. I was afraid the offseason was going to be a bust. Rob Pelinka proved me and others wrong. Pelinka deserves props. 1,000%. That's all I'm saying. Like, we don't have to, we got to be fair, is my point. Kaminga 3 years for 45 million. I think so too. I think that's what it'll be. I'm right there with you. Do you think Jace Walker or Mathurin on this team? I would love either. Mathurin, I don't think the Clippers. I think anything we throw at the Clippers at Mathurin, I think the Clippers would just match personally. I think Kaminga has more upside than Peyton Watson. I don't know. That's tough. Like, Peyton Watson was really good last year, but you never know. Never say never. I also feel everyone saying that New Orleans is not a place you go to have a healthy year. Yeah. Who was it? Dyson Daniels? Didn't he say that, like, that place is cursed or whatever? Let's see. Oh, what's going on, Drip Show? How are you? Appreciate you. How are you, buddy? From what we have so far, I would do Luka, Reeves, Carr, dude from the Nets, and Kessler. You're talking about Zaire? I mean, problem with Carr is just he's not proven on an NBA level. You know what I mean? Again, doing it in summer league is great, but he's still kind of, what's going on, Drip Show? Hey, Tyler, love your vids. What do you think about say Diabetes? I would love him, and supposedly he's available. So if you can go get him, I'm all for it. I am all for it. Let's see. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Seriously, yeah. Drip Show for the canvases. You guys like the canvases behind me? Drip Show. He was very kind to send these to me and help me with my background when I needed to do it. So I'm very appreciative to him for that. Let's see. Start trying to find something to me. Pieced up like McGregor. Yes, thanks. I'm not really sold on our new team. I would love to hear how. Like, I have still yet to hear a good explanation for why the Lakers aren't good. Like, every time I hear people say they're not good, that's all they have is like, and I'm like, okay, well, explain to me. And it's just like, I just don't like it. Like, all right, that's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But, like, there's usually a reason. Like, there's reasons why I think they are good. Thank you, Drip Show. I appreciate you. All right. I'm going to go about 10 more minutes and I'm going to skate on out of here. Very informative and not negative crying. Yes. Try to be. Like I said, I'm a real fan, so I have my moments here and there, but I appreciate it. Let's see. The power forwards are getting smaller. Yeah, exactly. You're not wrong. I'm telling you, eventually it's just going to be a bunch of 6'7" guys. Honestly, the Toronto Raptors, like many moons ago, actually had the right idea. They were just a little ahead of themselves, right? Like when they were, remember, like every year they were like adding a new like 6'7" guy, and like they refused to add anybody that was like shorter than 6'7". Like that. That is kind of what it is. Tyler, what are your thoughts on Miami trade Davion and Jovic for Kyrie and sign LeBron and Clay? I mean, if they could do that, I think that's much better Like, I think that's a home run. I mean, I just don't know if that's enough to get Kyrie. But yeah, I mean, if they end up landing Kyrie, LeBron, and Clay, now we might have a little concerns. Now we're gonna have like real concerns. Somebody said we're gonna give you reasons, but you ignore it. I never ignore it. I literally pull up all the comments again, and I'm talking about like factual reasons. I'm not talking about like, oh, I feel right. Like, 'cause it's easy to go like, oh, I think. Like, no, like, what is it about? Like, what about this team? Like, I see so many people like, oh, this team isn't better. Like, what about this team isn't better than last year? It's easy. Like, oh, like, it's just like, oh, Rui shoots good. Okay, yeah. What else does he do? You know what I mean? Like, again, it's easy to say like, oh, like I could just throw out blanket statements and be like, oh, this team's great. Okay, well, why are they great, Tyler? Like, here, let me explain. Let's see. Meanwhile, Lou Dort, multiple first team defense. Why? Because he starts. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. That definitely helps starting, being a part of things. Trying to find something to me. Ty Bro, this is a great channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Try to make it as much as possible. For pennies on the dollar, we could work out Ben Simmons. He wants back with our health. It might be actually able to make it work. Problem is he just can't shoot. And it's not even that he can't shoot, it's that he won't shoot. Right? Is another problem. Why we didn't go after Benedict Matthews? Because he's a restricted free agent. Kaminga must average 37-7 the way he's acting. Catching up to Silva subscribers. Yeah, like I said, I mean, if you want me on these other channels, like, reach out to them, let them know, like, hey, because I gotta, I can't, like I said, I can't invite myself. I can't be like, oh, hey, I'm coming on your channel next week. You know what I mean? Sorry, trying to find something me real quick. Kevin loves the Lakers. I'm good on that. Christian Brown makes $125 million. Jalen Green makes $34 million a year. Kyle Bridges make $34 million a year. Yeah. I mean, Christian Brown's AAV is like what, $23 million, I think? Something like that. Let's see. Mikal. There we go. Mikal Bridges is a Villanova legend. Now, Lakers had Hart, and we traded him in a package for AD. Yeah, I mean, you got AD and won a championship, so I can't be too mad at that. See something to me. My cousin said you're cute. Well, thank you. Tell your cousin I said thank you. That's very kind. Let's see. Lakers Lillard. I'm good on that personally. Nick Richards, please. Yeah, I'm all for Nick Richards. I don't know about a difference maker, but if he stays healthy, he will definitely be a plus. I mean, if he's a plus, I mean, couldn't you classify that as a difference maker? I just noticed I haven't seen you drink Dr. Pepper on a stream in a while. It's mostly been the Starburst drink. Yeah, because I'm like trying not to drink as much sugar. I'm starting to get like fat because I'm a dad now. And, like, I don't mind a little bit of a dad bod, but it's just like, I don't want to, I'm on camera all day. I need to look good. I need to start working out. I want to buy a basketball hoop and stuff and sit outside and shoot in between like video uploadings and stuff. I need to go buy a real hoop. LeBron to Cleveland has less chance now because LeBron said he will play 3 more seasons. Maybe his last year goes to the Cavs. I mean, maybe. Or he just finishes it with Cleveland. I'm high on Nick Richards or Jericho Sims as backup centers. What do you think? Yeah, either or I'm okay with. I am really starting to come around and really starting to like Jericho Sims. Somebody says, is the drink good? I think so. I mean, it tastes like the Starburst. It's like the Starburst thing. So yeah, I I like them. I like these, and I drink the little caffeinated waters. But yeah, I don't know. I like them. They're like, it's like sugar. It's sugary, but it doesn't have sugar. Like if that makes sense. Tastes very sugary, so it kind of like tricks me into thinking I'm drinking sugar, because I do. I love sugar. Like I got like a crazy sweet tooth. Like like my kids and everything know, like, don't leave candy, don't leave like things around, because dad's gonna eat it. Like if I can see it, it's mine. Okay. Like um who do you think is the next player the Lakers would realistically get, and why and how? I think it's going to be Jonathan Kuminga, and I think it's going to be Jonathan Kuminga in the kitchen with a knife. No, I'm just for those that get the reference. I think it's going to be Jonathan Kuminga, and I think it'll be via sign and trade. I think they'll end up pulling something off. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, let's see. Stretch and defense and me. LeBron's going to Philly. I really don't think he's going to. I really don't. He should, right? Like if I could make the decision for LeBron, I would tell him to go to Philly. I just don't think he's going to do it. LeBron's going to shock everybody and go to Dubai for his $1 billion contract. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Weren't there talks about that a couple years ago about like Saudis, because they started the golf league or whatever, and they, there was talks about like, oh, hey, they want to do that with basketball. What did you think of Skip's hit piece on LeBron? To be honest, I didn't even read it. I did it, like, and I probably won't. I mean, Skip just be saying stuff. Him and Stephen A, they're like perfect for each other because they just be saying stuff. Like, it doesn't make sense, doesn't add up, doesn't matter. They just be saying stuff. Yeah, I could see something like that. I think that's all they're waiting on, because again, they're trying to use the leverage. Let's see. LeBron took shots at the Lakers by saying that he wants to go to a team that practices championship habits every day. Met last 2 years, the Lakers made no moves. He met Miami, Golden State by winning championship habits. I mean, maybe that could be the case. LeBron also just says stuff. Like, I love LeBron, big LeBron guy, but he just be saying stuff sometimes. Lakers need to mind their business. Stop watching LeBron James moves and worry about making new roster. Oh, because LeBron's not on the Lakers anymore. We can't talk or ever look at LeBron again. The insecurities are like, I get it. You're insecure about your God, about your king. Again, I love LeBron as the next one, but some of these LeBron fans are wild. Like, quit talking about my daddy. Like, sit this one out, Hudson. Okay, relax, dude. Hey, can you make an actual tinfoil hat? It would be so funny. I know. I probably should. I have like zero creative art skills, so I don't know how good that hat would look, but it would be cool. I don't know. Maybe I'll take like one of these hats and like try to mold it or something, but it would be funny. Tyler, if the Lakers wanted to go all in for Kessler, why 2 years ago after Luka trade, they didn't went all in with connecting all the picks and swaps, because they didn't really have, they didn't have what they had now. You know what I mean? They only had what at that time they had like one first. So I don't know. I don't think that they had the assets to do that. Love this channel because it's a Laker channel, not surrounding all LeBron talk salutes. Well, thank you. I appreciate. Well, look, I'm a Laker fan. I like LeBron. I've said it a million times, but I'm a Laker fan. Even when LeBron was on the team, I didn't talk about LeBron a ton, right? Because again, this is a Laker channel. I'm talking Lakers, right? Like, if I wanted to start LeBron channel, I'd start a LeBron channel. But again, I appreciate LeBron for what he did. I'm thankful for LeBron. I'm still rooting for him outside of the, against the Lakers, but again, we can appreciate him for what he did and then be done. It's going to be great to see LA be able to run and gun I thought, oh my God, it's going to be so nice. We haven't had that in so long. Right? Like, it's going to be crazy. Ain't nothing dinky about this roster at all. Yeah, facts. It's just the insecurities. They're over there crying. Lakers are finally a contender, so now everyone's worried. Um, let's see. Yeah, we signed him to a two-way spot. Yeah. Where's the tinfoil at? Yeah, facts. All right. I'm curious how the guard rotation is going to go next season. Luka, Reeves, Sexton, Grimes, Hardy, Carr, and Bronny. They need to move off Bronny and Hardy. Yes, agreed. I got a super chat. Perfect way to kind of end this. Keith, coming out to $5 super chat. All right, so I'm gonna answer super chat. If I get another super chat, then I'll answer that. Otherwise, I'm gonna end the stream here. We've been going 2 hours, which I appreciate you guys seriously, but it's already 1 a.m. where I'm at. I got a couple videos I need to get done for the morning. So it's gonna be a long morning for me, but it's all right. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. So round this out with Keith. Like I said, unless another one trickles in. But Keith, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Seriously, helps me out a ton. I appreciate you. In the near future, can you make an in-depth video on how going over under aprons work? I understand and I don't understand at the same time. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I did one last offseason, but I'll have to do kind of an updated one. Once like we had the aprons and everything and we're moving into it. But yeah, I try to explain it as much as possible, when I'm doing the videos and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll have to try to kind of do a better breakdown for people to understand. Maybe I'll do like a short or something like that, or I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'll look into a couple options for that. But I appreciate you, Keith. Seriously. Thank you so much for super chat. All right. I'm going to skate on out of here, everyone. Everyone that hung out with me, seriously, thank you all so very much. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate you guys. Everyone that gave me super chats, thank you so much. Seriously, it helps me out a ton. You have no idea. On your way out, please, if you haven't yet, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. And hopefully we get some more moves tomorrow, right? Like, let's keep the hot streak going. Let's keep it going. But either way, I will see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you. Peace.